rest is as much a part of exercise as effort. It is true. Believe it. It is really true. And the fact that you're here tells me that you probably believe it's true. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. We need to rest if we want to carry on. And this restorative yoga for 1 hour long today will help you. The focus is on our hips and our low back. You're going to feel really good. All right, so every day we practice on YouTube and Facebook. It's different every single day. Check us out. Join us. It's all designed to work together to make you better, stronger, faster, more flexible, and just more at peace. All right, what you need to do today is always do what's right for your body. If something hurts, don't do it. We're going to do a half pigeon pose. If that doesn't feel good for you, we're going to do a reclined pigeon. So lots of ways to modify your practice to make it work, to make you feel good. But just don't hurt your body. You know what hurts and what doesn't. All right, stress number, scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, lock it in. What's going on in your body, and we'll revisit that number at the end, and it's going to come down dramatically. It's a good thing. All right, you're going to need your usual props. What I've done today, let me show you. I'm going to take my blanket, I'm going to put it at the bottom of my mat, and I'm going to spread it out nice and long because I want to be able to spread my legs in a wide-legged child's pose and have the cushioning under my knees. I'm going to take my bolster and put it vertically on the mat, and I'm going to scoot up toward the bottom of the mat, and I'm going to sink my hips back. I'm going to spread my legs nice and wide. I'm going to maybe scoot the bolster down a little bit. Just adjust. Make it work for you. And then come on down and rest your chest on your bolster. Adjust your legs so it feels right. Adjust your body so it works. All right, I'm going to set a 3-minute timer, and we're going to do 6 minutes here. Do it on one cheek for 3, the other cheek for 3. So come on down, arms, put them wherever feels good, and turn your head so one cheek is resting on your bolster. I'm going to spread my knees wide. That's what I'm going to kind of focus on in this child's pose. But take it slowly and do what feels right for you. Think about this word today. The word is accept. Accept your body as it is. Accept means to receive with favor and approval. You know, be happy for what you got, and let's work on it. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and a couple of deep sighing breaths out through your mouth. Settle in here and adjust your knees. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't stand this. I can't take it. It's too tough. Well, then bring your knees in a little bit and settle on down. Let your chest rest. Let your right cheek or your left cheek, whichever side you want to start on, let it rest on the bolster too. And when you're ready, if you'd like, close your lips and try to breathe in and out of your nose as you reclaim your energy by resting. That's the only way you reclaim your energy, is resting. Let the mind rest too. Let the thoughts go and just come into your present moment. Be aware of the temperature of the room around you. Be aware of the feel of the mat beneath your body. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Maybe the knees can slide out just, a 1/10 of an inch more. Relax in the shoulders. And just graciously accept where you are today. deep breaths in. Feel your lungs expand out your back. And deep breaths out. Just relax the chest completely into your bolster. No rush, no need to hurry, no worries, just stillness in your body and stillness of the thoughts in your mind. Take your deep breath in and a deep breath out. And now it's time to turn the other cheek. I'm going to bring my left cheek. You bring your other cheek onto your bolster. Soften in the shoulders. And just be still here. Yesterday we worked on the neck with that neck cradle position. So today we're really turning the neck and letting it feel good again. That's what we all want. We all want to feel good again. Deepen your breath. With each big, full exhale, think of your tailbone going further back to the bottom of your mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. This is your child's pose. If you wish to stay here longer, go right ahead. Maybe you stay here for a few more minutes. Or maybe you make your way out. You can keep your eyes closed. And we're going to make our way to a really good feeling pentacle pose. So just press on up off your bolster, slide it off to the side. We're going to come back to it in just a minute, so don't let it go very far. Work your knees slowly back in. Come on to your back. We're not going to stay here long. Just a brief little pentacle pose. Enjoy coming down to your mat. Spread your legs wide. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out with the arms overhead. Capital letter X shape. Oh, let your hips relax. We're going to do a bunch of pentacle poses today. Think of them as just little like commas in your practice. Just a little reset. Breathe deeply. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Belly button to your spine. Full breath out. Bring your legs together more at the midline of your body. Bring your arms down by your sides. Slightly press on up and find your bolster again. We're going to lie on our side with this bolster in our waist. So bring your bolster horizontally onto your mat and come to recline. And think of your waist, that area there. That's where you want the bolster to be. Now you could also take a block, maybe put your towel on it, let it be a pillow for your head to start. Head down to the block. Adjust the bolster so it's in that indentation area of your waist. Arms wherever are comfortable. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're going to do this one for 3 minutes. And you can start to remove that block, or maybe have your half-size block if you like. And bring the head down closer to the earth. You're going to begin to feel that big stretch in your left side. And, adjust your legs. Maybe you like them bent. Or maybe a little straighter. Feels better in your side. I like mine a little bit bent. Top shoulders relaxed away from the ear. And when you nestle in here, maybe you eventually like to take that top hand, stretch it overhead, and that block that maybe you had under your head, maybe it's still under your head, that's fine. Maybe eventually push it up, maybe place your hand on it. You just want to feel a nice big stretch in the side of your body that's on the top. And remember, your block has lots of heights. You can adjust it to whatever feels good for you today. I'll get it. And then maybe it's no block at all. There we go. Deep breaths in and out. Feel what you feel. Maybe it's time to reach the top arm a little higher to the top of the mat. How does that feel? Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now here's the beauty in the transition. Bring the top arm down by your sides, and we're going to do the other side now. But you get to roll either onto your belly, if you want to do it that way, or for the back, maybe roll slowly, slowly, slowly on the back to transition to the other side. You're going to have to scoot and move a little bit, bending the legs, and just come to the other side. Work the bolster into that side of your waist and let it feel good. Same thing with the block. It's at the top of your mat. And what you might want to do is use it at whatever height to either be a pillow for your head to start, and scoot it on up to the top of your mat whenever you're ready. And when you want, you can use that top arm to rest on the block at whatever height is good for you, or no block at all. Adjust your legs so they're comfortable and your hip is down on the ground. Find the deep stretch in the top side of your body here. And of course, give yourself permission. If it doesn't feel good in that shoulder, bend the arm and just let it rest by your side, because the goodness you want to feel here is in the side body, and the intensity of it. The intensity of that stretch is totally up to you. Remember, your hips are stacked. Yesterday we did a pose called Banana Asana, and we worked on this good feeling in the intercostal muscles between the ribs by stretching and bending sideways. Other days we do a similar pose in our warm-up with our palm tree pose, lateral flexion of the spine. This pose you're in now, lying sideways on this bolster, is basically the same thing, but it's being kind and gentle and letting the body rest into this pose, allowing it to know that it's okay. It's okay to move this way, and you are capable and you are able to move this way. Deepen your breaths, maybe lengthen the top fingers a little more to the top of the mat. Take it to what feels great for you right here, right now. Take your deep breath in and your deep breath out, and just feel how the depth of the breath even changes the sensation in the pose. All right, nice work. I'm going to slide my arms down. I'm going to come into a pentacle pose. Slowly roll onto your back. Just take it slow. Enjoy the feeling of the moving slowly through the poses. I'm going to bend my knees, send my hips up to the sky, and I'm going to scoot my bolster out. Then come to fully reclined on the mat. Arms high overhead, pentacle pose. You know this one. A few deep breaths here as you reset and restart. Take a deep breath in and a full deep breath out. You can stay here in this pentacle pose, but I'll tell you where we're going next in case you want to make that decision. We're going to go into a half pigeon pose. And before you think, oh no, half pigeon, too hard on my knees, I'm going to show you how to get into half pigeon. And if it's not right for you, we'll do that reclined pigeon pose. So let's bring our knees and legs together at the midline. Press on up to a comfortable seated position and grab your bolster. I'm going to keep the blanket where it is. Maybe you've still got yours there because it'll feel good on the knees in your half pigeon. I'm going to bring the bolster horizontally to the top of the mat. I'm going to send my left leg long so the knee is cushioned by that blanket, or maybe even fold it over a couple more times if you like. Bend the right knee generously. Bend the right knee and bring it up close to the right side of the bolster. Take your left hand and pull your right foot so your shin is a little bit more parallel to the top of the mat. Doesn't feel good for everybody, so don't do it if you don't like it. Top of the left foot is on the mat, left leg is long. Come on down, resting your forearms on the bolster. Cross your hands and rest your head. Soften in the shoulders. Think of the hips as softening and those big glute muscles, the ones in your backside. Those feel pretty good. Nice big stretch there. You could take your block, and I would suggest you do take your block because we're going to be here 3 minutes. Take your block and maybe put it under your right glutes so that your hips stay equidistant to the mat. Rest here. I'm going to set a timer in just a minute, so it's probably going to be a little more than 3 minutes because I'm going to show you the alternative. If you don't like that one, scoot the bolster away, come on down to reclined on your mat, bend your left knee, bring the right leg up outside of the right ankle on top of the knee, and just push your inner right thigh open, allowing the outside of the right knee to continuously fall toward the bottom of your mat. Similar sensation, but it's kinder and gentler on the knees. Okay, all right, so get into what you like, and let's go for about 3 minutes. I'm going back to the original sleeping swan, just like a half pigeon pose. Soft shoulders. Left leg is long and straight. No tension in the hips, no tension in the shoulder. And that block under there keeps you honest. You don't have to think about being the hips equidistant. The block will take care of that for you. Send your breath to your hips. There's a lot of mobility that you can find in your hips. We all sit way too much. And by sitting, you shorten your hip flexors and you don't get to enjoy the goodness of the full range of motion in your hips. As you relax into the pose and soften your shoulders and just realize, I can do this. It'll get easier as time goes on. With each breath, you're finding more space and more length in your hips. Soften in your jaws as well. Soften in the shoulders with each exhale. Think of even your belly. Imagine your belly coming closer to the mat. And then maybe as time goes on, we're almost done here with a little more than 3 minutes. Scoot your bolster away and rest your head on your mat. Perhaps what seemed so far away earlier on is now more accessible to you. You know, distinguish between pain and discomfort. Not super comfortable, but you can do it. All right, it's time to go on to the other side. If you're on your back, just switch the legs out. If you're in your sleeping swan, just press on up. Remove your block, send it to the other side of your body. Tuck your left toes under, send your right leg back to meet the left. Maybe you might want to shake it out a little bit. And then send it long onto your mat. This time you're going to bend your left knee, sending it high up toward your bolster. Right leg is long and straight. Right hand grabs your left foot and works the shin maybe a little more parallel to the top of your mat. Slip the block underneath your left hip here. Bring your shoulders on down to the bolster, elbows wide, hands crossed, rest here. Soften in the shoulders. Right leg is good and long. Breath, space, flexibility in that left hip. As long as it doesn't hurt, and you know what pain feels like. It's a sharpness, it's something you want to run from. As long as it doesn't hurt. Breathe through the discomfort, and it's not super comfortable. But just, kind of tell yourself, yeah, it's not super comfortable, but it doesn't hurt, so I can breathe through this. I've done more uncomfortable things than this. It's no big deal. I've got it. And when the time progresses, if it's right for you, you can slip that bolster away. Bring your arms down to the earth. Soft shoulders away from the ears. Breath going to that left hip. We're almost done. A few more deep breaths. Breath to the hip. Lots of breath to the hip. Deep breath. All right, our time is up here. What'd you think? How does it feel now that you're about to come out of the pose as opposed to when you went into it? All right, let's press into our hands, remove the block. Left knee back to meet the right, maybe shake it out in a three-legged downward facing dog. And if you did it on your back, your knees are thanking you, right? All right, let's come into pentacle pose. Everything's rolled away. You come down to your back, legs spread wide, arms high overhead. Take your deep breath in and your deep breath out. Let it go. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now just kind of concentrate your thoughts for just a second on your hips in that area there. Don't you feel a little more mobile, a little more flexible? You feel really good after coming out of that sleeping swan pose, I hope. All right, so next I'm going to use a block. You could use your bolster, but it's kind of unwieldy here. We're going to do a supported bridge pose, then go to the pontoon pose, and then something a little different. So I'm going to use the block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my knees. I guess you could scoot that blanket away if you want to, but it's not in the way. I'm going to bend my knees, press into the soles of my feet, and lift my hips on up. And I'm going to place the block. I'm going to place it at its medium height underneath my low back. You are you, you do you, I'll do me. And what you want to do is put the block the way you like it. Maybe you like it in the most stable position. Maybe you like it a little higher or higher still. I've never liked the highest point on this. All right, get stable here. Rest your low back on the block. Now by your low back, I mean really scoot it down. So where your backside is, where it starts to divide into your glutes, put it there. So your low spine can be off of the block. As you exhale the air out of your belly, letting your belly button go back to imaginary touching your spine, you feel like decompression of the low back. That's what we want to feel. So hang out here. We're going to go for 3 minutes here. Arms down by your sides, however you like. Maybe you want to snow angel them out a little bit. Maybe you want to tuck your shoulders a little bit under your spine. But what you want to do is let all the weight of your low back rest on that block. So no weight in your feet, really. Your feet are just hanging out there. And let the whole low back decompress. As you exhale completely and send your belly button back to your spine, maybe you really feel the decompression of the low back. And if you need to adjust that block, don't stop. Do it. Adjust it so it's perfect and it feels good. breaths in, followed by your really full deep breaths out. And as you breathe in and out, feel how the depth of the breath affects the feeling of the pose. And this one, I always wish I could take even a deeper breath out to allow the low back to relax even more. But really use the breath in all your poses to feel what a full inhale feels like in the pose, and then what the full exhale feels like in the pose. All right, so this is your supported bridge pose. If you're digging it, stay here longer. I'm going to move on to that pontoon pose. So you could use 2 blocks. I'm going to use just the one. Press the weight into your feet and lift your weight up off of your block. I'm going to adjust my block so it's at its lowest, most stable height. I'm going to bring my hips on back down. And send your legs long on your mat. Feel the nice lengthening in the hip flexors here in your pontoon pose. Palms face up or face down. It's up to you. Just about a minute or so here. Same thing, deep breaths. Take a deep breath in. And your deep, slow, full breath out. Bend your knees again. Press the weight into your feet and slip that block out. Lift your hips up, pull the block out gently, and then roll your spine down slowly all the way to the mat. Send your left leg long onto your mat and hug the right knee in. Hug it in good and tight. Keep hugging. Left calf stays down. And I'll just talk you through this. Remove your hands from beneath your right knee. And think tree pose, how we do that pose. Left leg is long, right leg stays bent, but you slip the leg on down, placing the sole of the right foot inside the calf. You can place it on the knee here because there's no real sideways pushing on the knee. Or you can slip it on up, whatever feels good. Let the outside of the right knee, that bent knee, let it fall toward the earth. Arms can be wherever you like, down by your sides. Tee them out, snow angel them, bring them on up. Just breathe. A couple of breaths here. Keeping your eyes closed, I'll talk you through it. Let the right knee come up toward the sky and the sole of the right foot is down on your mat now. Slide your right foot down so it meets the left leg long on your mat. Bend your left knee, drag it on up, lift the knee on up and bring your arms on down, interlace your fingers and hug the left knee in. Hug it in, squeeze it in, shoulders stay down on your mat. Hug the knee in, you'll be surprised how high you can bring it. Your arms are strong. Hold that knee. Breathe out and hug in a little more. Nice tight squeeze, just a little bit longer. And then let's release the left leg. Keep the knee bent and slip the left foot onto the inside of the right extended leg. Place the foot wherever feels natural and good. Don't worry about the knee. It's all good. Arms can be down by your sides. Snow angel them out, tee them out, or bring them higher like you do in Pentacle. Breath in and deep breath out. When you take another inhale, let the knee come up toward the sky, sole of the foot down on your mat. Send your left leg long and away from your body. Spread the knees, spread the legs, spread the hands, pentacle pose. Breathe in and breathe out. It's time for our final Shavasana pose, and I'm going to combine it with a supported fish today. You do what you like, it's up to you. I'm going to bring my legs together at the midline of my body and bring my arms down by my sides. I'm going to press on up. And this time I am going to remove the blanket from down here, and I'm going to use it to cover up with. I'm going to take the bolster, bring it vertically onto my mat, and I'm going to come into a fish pose here. If you want to go directly into final Shavasana and skip the fish pose, that's where we're kind of headed. Cover up whatever you want to cover with the blanket and just see what it's like. Maybe you want to cover the knees, cover the feet, or cover the belly. I'm going to cover the belly because I'm going to do some different things with my legs. Your eye shade can be close by. Cover your eyes as you come to recline on your mat or onto your bolster. Arms can be down by your sides. But your bottom, remember, your bottom is not lifted. It is on the ground. So adjust your bolster so you can do that. Arms down by your sides, palms face up. You can tee them out to what feels good. Eyes can be covered with your eye shade. If you're in final Shavasana, let your legs spread a little bit toward the edges of the mat and let your pinky toes fall out. Your hips can do it. Ooh, they did a good long pigeon pose today, so toes can reach toward the earth because you got that hip mobility going on. In your fish pose, you can keep your legs together long and straight. You can bend the knees if, there's a little bit of back tension. You can bend the knees and feel the soles of your feet on your mat. I feel instant relief in my low back when I do that. And the other option, remember we started with that wide-legged child's pose? Maybe you got the mobility going on there now, and you bring the soles of your feet together to touch and let your knees open wide. Eyes are closed, your breath is deep, and we're going to enjoy our final Shavasana pose for about 5 minutes. Don't run out. Really try to stay here, keeping the thoughts at bay, and just allowing your body to feel good for just a few minutes. Deepen your breath, soften in your face, let your body be heavy, and just enjoy how your breath feels to take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Soften in the eyes and the area between your eyebrows. Don't hold on to the tension. Remember, this is your restoring practice. This is where you refresh and renew so you can carry on with all the energy you need to do what you need to do. Deep breath in and deep, slow breath out. Deepen your breath and slow it down. Deep breath in and deep, slow breath out. Deep breath in through the nose. Think of it as refreshing. And then slowly let it go out your mouth. Maybe a little sigh out. Empty out the exhale even more than you think you can. Big breath in. Big breath out. You can stay here longer in the pose you're in, be it a variation of fish or your final Shavasana pose. You could take the remote control if it's close by and hit pause and stay here longer, 15, 20 minutes. Just let the mind go and let the body fall to where it feels best. But always come back to your deep breaths. Let the exhales soften your body. Now, if you're in fish pose, whatever variation you're in, maybe you need to bring your knees together and send your legs long onto your mat and create a little bit of space in the legs. Let it go. If you are in fish pose or if you're in final shavasana, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Just be aware of each finger, each toe. Start to circle your wrists and your ankles. Move them about. And just feel what you feel there. Here's the best part. The good morning stretch. Reach your arms high up overhead and even point your toes. Think of how you stretch in the morning before you even get out of bed. It's a real treat. If you're on this bolster, just feel that good stretch. Maybe even reach one arm high to the top of the mat, then the other arm, and just feel what you feel in the shoulders. Movement feels good. Let your arms float down by your sides. Roll off of your bolster. Roll onto one hip or the other. Use your low arm's bicep as a pillow for your head. Knees are bent. Top shoulder relaxed. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. That breath feels good. Maybe you slowly make your way up. Float your way up. That's a good verb for it. Float on up. Use your hands or don't use your hands. Maybe keep your eyes closed. Sit however is comfortable for you right now. Bring your hands to prayer center, a good place to be. Press the palms into each other. Press your thumbs lightly into your chest. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen up. Feel refreshed. And a deep breath out, knowing that your exhales give you care, give you nourishment, and refresh you. All right, blink your eyes open. You did it. You did it. You did a 1 hour long yoga practice. How do you feel? Stress number, come back to that. What was it? And now what is it? Hopefully your hips and your back feel better and everything else. And in the head too. It's important. All right, homework. How about this? Your good morning stretch. Remember that? Do that every morning before you get out of bed. Really do it and think about your yoga. That's living your yoga off of your mat. Your yoga feels so good on your mat. I'm thankful you take the time to do it. Live it off your mat too. All right, focus on these things. Think about these things. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love you guys. See you on your mats for another practice, different type, tomorrow. Bye-bye. Love you guys. Hello, how are you? You're a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good on you. You completed the practice. Awesome job. Everybody likes to be praised. Everybody likes to be told good job. Let's focus on the goodness this month. Focus on the goodness of your yoga. Focus on the goodness of how it feels in your body. And share that goodness with your friends. Tell them about our yoga. Here you go. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody. You know that. Everybody can do it. So tell your friends about our yoga. You can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com if you'd like to support our broadcast. But the biggest thing is just show up and focus on the good. See you tomorrow.